to me, it's like the acting and the singing or like podcasting, that kind of stuff. I was always so scared to share because like I knew I was fragile about those things. And now that I've been in therapy for so long, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
like, even if you think I suck, who cares? Yeah. Like, it's so much growth. And
that energy, putting that energy out there, that's contagious. Like, just even having that out there, people are like, oh, Dare doesn't care. She's going to say what she wants. She's going to do what she wants, as it should be. And I hope more people can be that way from love, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
In a respectfully loving way. Live your life. Say what you want to say. Do what you want to do.
Yeah. Like, who cares?
And we're all delulu. We're all a little delulu.
In the best way, though. I think it's okay to be like a little delulu, but like once you get to delusional, once you get the whole world.
Yeah, once like, you go from canoe to like the ship, I think. You probably take that a little too far.
Ship. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the DeluluCanoePod. I am your hostess of the mostest. You can call me Dare Bear or Dare Taylor. And joining me today in the canoe, we have Cosmo from the Cosmo Show.
How you doing?
You know, I was feeling a little stressed before this episode, but our guest suggested we all have a little beverage. So today we'll be drinking some rosé, courtesy of our guest telling us to chill out a little bit, which we love. Today we have, you might recognize her from her modeling on popular lingerie boxes, which I've actually seen around LA. She is a cosplayer, host of the Girls Like Nerds podcast, popular model, Phoenix.
Well, hello. Hi, honey.
Hello, cheers.
Well, cheers, baby.
Thanks.
Cheers, Cosmo.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So excited to have
Girl,
you.
thank you for having me. I was like so excited when you asked me, like, oh my God, she has her podcast. You were on mine.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Thank you for that. So I'm so excited to be on yours, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like back then, I never would have thought I would have had a podcast.
I mean, honey, you never know. And it's funny how things come around full circle. So, and supporting each other, I think is a really great thing. So, I'm so excited.
There's not enough of that in this industry. There's
It
not
really
enough of women
isn't,
supporting
right?
women.
Come
So,
on. Yeah.
do you like that I threw in the like recognizing you on boxes?
Girl, I was wondering where you were going with that for a second. I was like, who's going to recognize me? Oh God, what am I famous or something? I literally get so many messages from people. I do like a lot of lingerie modeling, but it's a lot of wholesale companies too. So that's where you see those boxes when you go into like Pleasure Chest or like anything Hustler or whatever. Then you see me on some of those boxes. So people will send me pictures. There's some wild ones out there. If you see some wild ones, FYI. But
it cracks me up seeing you.
It's comical. It cracks myself up seeing. I'm like, oh, I remember that shit. Oh yeah, okay, that's what that looked like. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, like she's low key like famous on all these like box art content.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
There's probably a lot of couples out there that know me.
Spicy. I'm like, wait,
without
is
realizing it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But also you do a lot of acting too. Like I remember there's this, I don't know what it's from, but it's you and Cody Renee Cameron in these like jumpsuits, like being like, we're here to spray your house or something. And it's so cute of you both.
I love that you remember that. It was Ballers.
That's what it is.
I think that was like the first time I actually met Cody was on set.
Really?
And the hair and makeup trailer. Yeah. And it's like we had a couple lines and then the director would like throw out lines in the moment. And but it's very not PG scene towards the end. But it's like all virtual reality kind of geared too. So the episode was really cool. Actually, it turned out great. I love I'll
have to actually watch the rest of it because I've only seen the beginning where you both walk in and I'm like, that's the most clothes I've ever seen both of them wear. And I kind of love it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be right in the beginning of the episode. So I like had a little viewing party at my house.
Yeah.
And then my scene was over in like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. So anyway,
ta-da.
I guess we finished the episode. Like I don't know what to do. But that was a lot of fun. Working with Cody was really great. So that's good. And that's like real bestie though too, right?
Yeah.
She's great. Yeah.
It's so cool how like you also are very similar to me where you do so many different things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Like my little hype girl over here. Well,
I mean, you cosplay. Yeah. You cosplay, you model. And you model for like, yes, the box art, which is really impressive, but like you're a legit model. You're not just like Instagram model. Yeah. Like, do you know that?
I forget that sometimes too, I think. And I'm getting back into like, I was super busy for a while and then just like being in like a different mindset and a different place that I wasn't prepared for, I think. And now I've done like more work on myself mentally and physically. And now I'm like getting back into being busy again.
Yeah.
So you almost have to like check yourself and be like, you're bad. Like, you're good. Like, don't forget to pat yourself on the back and give yourself more credit, you know? So that's kind of the path that I'm on now. So like hearing that, I'm like, oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, have some praise.
Yeah, like, yeah. So
it's hard to do self-work in LA too. Like you mentioned, just like working on yourself. And there's so many distractions and so much of the world telling us like being busy is good and you want to stay busy. But sometimes you find the most rewarding things in life when you actually slow down and appreciate every little thing.
Absolutely.
Instead of taking it all. So
I fully agree. Thank you, darling. It's great being busy. And the days I'm not busy, I appreciate also because I'm like, hey, these are my days to chill and do whatever I want and regroup and recharge by myself. And then when you have those busy days again, you appreciate them even more, right?
Yeah. So now that we've talked a little bit about the positive, I gotta know, everybody's got a little delulu or something that they either hyperfixate on or something that they just can't get out of their mind or something about them that they are working on. I gotta know, is there something in your head that makes you a little delulu, a little quirky?
Okay, so
here we go.
Where do I begin? No, I to keep it on one topic, I feel like I'll do my best to explain this because I feel like I've been in denial and against Delulu about this. I am horrible at time management. Like, girl, even today I was late to get here and I wasn't doing anything. You live 10 minutes away from me, right? I wasn't
nice.
Busy. I wasn't like, oh, I have 10,000 things I have to do right now. I was just like sitting. I will literally take so long to plan out my day. That's like in my mind, I've been sitting there for 30 minutes thinking of all the things I'm supposed to do. And then I'm like, oh, I should probably go now. Like, I'm always 30 minutes late to save my life. I don't know why. Always 30 minutes. Or if I'm early, I'm the only one early. I'm the only one on time. Whenever I'm going to set and I'm early, no one else is there 100% of the time for years and years and years. It's always happened. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to be late. And it's never usually a problem. So I never like have to fix it.
Yeah.
And it's like girl math. So if it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be at dinner at 8, but I'm at home at 7:55, like technically I'm still not late. Like I'm like, I still have time. And then 8 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, I gotta go. And I'm like, oh, I'll be there in 15 minutes. It's not 15 minutes away. It's 30 minutes away. Right. So then I'm like, well, then this happened. And then nothing happened. I was doing nothing. I was sitting there ready. I don't understand. Like, for the life, I don't know why. I cannot be like on time.
Yeah. When you texted me saying that like this was your delulu and something that's been on your mind, I was like, that is so interesting because I never put together that you were late ever to anything. But I was like, no, because she was late to that. No, the collab. She wow, this is a pattern for you. But like, okay, if we break it down, you admitting it, I mean, isn't that like half the problem? People say when you have a problem, you admit it. That's
first
like,
part of the solution is admitting you have a problem.
Yes.
The second part of the solution, I have no idea what to do about that.
I feel like, well, I'm not a therapist, but one, that might be a good thing to talk to a professional about. Just because like time management is hard, especially when you do multiple things like we do. I think it's a lot easier for people that stay in one lane or one genre because like it's easy for them to commit to like one thing, whether it's like just cosplay. I'm just a cosplayer. So it's like, you know, you can hyperfixate on that.
Right, I can agree with that.
But like when we are doing like acting, modeling, Twitch, podcasting, you know, it's like when you're doing all these different things, of course, one of them is going to be a little lagged. You know what I mean? Like a little bit, you know, there's going to be a little bit of behindness in some of it.
Yeah. I listen. And if my life didn't work out because I was 30 minutes late all the time, then I think I would have been forced to do something about it.
Sure.
But everything's fine. Like everyone's still there. Like everyone's happy. No one dwells on it. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But like vice versa, if like someone like if we make plans and I say dinner's at 8, but you show up at 8:30, girl, I'm not going to be mad. Like that's why I never. If you start dinner, don't wait for me. Like I'm late. That's my fault. Here we are. Whatever it is, what it is. Like so. That's also probably part of the problem because I don't get mad if somebody's late.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, it's really not that big a deal, right?
Yeah. I think also a lot of that comes down to like you said, you haven't had a negative repercussion because of it. So it's kind of like, well, why change if it's
it ain't broke?
Yeah. Don't fix it.
Wait, I mean.
But like, I definitely remember times where I've been 30 minutes late to things and I get like yelled at, yelled into like tears because I cry about everything. Yeah, I was late to a movie set and like the director like yelled at me and I was like a kid.
30 minutes late to a movie set.
Yeah.
That is probably the one thing they should never do because they never yell at the actors because you're in front of the camera, right? So they don't want to frazzle you so much because you have jobs to do and they are all here for you to do that job and then we can all go home.
Yeah.
So it takes longer. It's harder for you to do that. So I never ever get yelled at on set. That's kind of wild. Damn, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, it was when I was like, I want to say 14, 15, I did a Nickelodeon Universe commercial because they have like a theme park in Minnesota, but it's in like Mall of America.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was like my first booked commercial as a kid. And I showed up like 30, 40 minutes late and I was an extra. So it wasn't even like I had no speaking lines, but they like yelled at me and not even my mom, me. So
like you had anything to do.
I cried. I know, right? Like yell at the mom.
I was driving and it was taken. Like what? Come on, like relax.
Well, to be fair, thanks to that documentary, Nickelodeon had some problems and issues.
I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about that. I was like, is the doors kind of cracked? Are we opening that door? No, okay.
Well, it's different because Nickelodeon, the TV show, is different than like Nickelodeon, the theme park.
Oh, is it?
So
okay.
It's I mean, it's the same branding and the same like marketing obviously, but it wasn't like it's not under the same I guess director. Okay. It's like how it used to be. It used to be Camp Snoopy was the name of the it was so cute. Way Snoopy. Cuter than Nickelodeon Universe. But it just got like dated, I guess. So they vamped it to Nickelodeon Universe.
Okay.
So yeah, wasn't the Nickelodeon TV show. I was not in LA at that point. I was going to say, well,
that's why they yelled at you because what's
Dan Schneider.
It wasn't professional. It wasn't legit.
Yeah. Say love you. Oh yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so that hasn't happened to me. So I'm like, well, I don't need to be on time. Like,
I mean, I don't know that you. But if somebody yelled at you, I don't even think you'd be like, okay, cool.
Girl, you're probably right. Honestly, even if someone yelled at me and be like, you're wasting time. I'm already late. Now you're yelling at me. Now we're late again. Like, we could have been halfway done by now. Like, who cares? It wouldn't really frazzle me. I still don't think that would be enough to get me to be on time. I don't know what it is. There's like a little teeny little screw that's like not fully screwed in there when it comes to my time management.
I think time management is such a hard thing though. Like I give yourself some credit, like it's hard to be like making sure you're getting enough stuff done in a day, but then also like preparing yourself for the next thing.
Right.
Like I actually talked to my therapist a lot about scheduling because that's a big, like today's a perfect example. I literally went from like 10 a.m. up until now it's like 7 o'clock. By the time we're done, it'll be like 8, 9-ish. I've had back-to-back events with like minimal breaks,
right?
Which is fine, but I'm over here like, I'm tired.
Yeah, like you overwork yourself. You overheat for sure.
It was too much. Like I will not do a day like this again for a while, but it's important to like, I don't know. For me, it's writing. Like if I can sit down and write out all the things I'm going to do in a day and like
1,000%.
block out the time,
1,000%.
Totally helps me. But I don't know. Do you like making lists? Like, how do you stay organized usually?
Girl, I do the list. I have to sit. My therapist says the same thing. She took me. I've been with her for a year. I finally started writing things down and actually like planning out my day. Like, but because nothing bad happens if I'm late, then everything else is late. It's like, I don't know. People are like dying. Like, okay, it's not like it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's the picture in my mind, which isn't healthy as if I want to make a change on that. But I don't know if I've decided if I want to make a change on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is it? And on vice versa, when I'm early or when I'm try to be on time, end up being too early and there's nobody there. And then I'll just sit in my car until I'm late, and then I'm like, okay, now I feel like myself again.
Like I'm back in my zone.
Got a reputation to protect, okay? Like I don't know. I cannot be on time to save me. Okay, but I don't know. One of these days, it'll just click, and it won't really matter, or it won't. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that you even are talking about it is great, and like if it's not affecting you, then I guess it doesn't really. If it's not affecting you, it's not affecting you.
Yeah, I mean, but it is.
Don't beat yourself up.
And please don't take this as Bible, because I feel like a lot of people have problems with time management, and I don't want them hearing me and be like, oh my goodness, this is really not that big of a deal. Because for some people, it is a big deal. For some people, you being late to dinner, like if I have a date, I remember one time I had a date and a dinner date. I don't really like when they pick me up because I usually don't like them to know where I live yet.
Yeah. Same.
And if something goes wrong, I like to be able to get out of there just in case. So I'll meet them there. It's a little girl insight for you. So I met him and I was early. I was like 10 minutes early. Not a big deal. I was like, cool, I'll get a drink at the bar.
Yeah.
This dude was like 15 minutes late. So now I'd been there almost 30 minutes, right? By myself. What if I knew I was going to be there for 30 minutes alone, that's one thing because you can process that and you can just deal with it as what it is. You can either be friendly with people or not, or like whatever. But I didn't know he was going to be late at all. And then for him to be 15 minutes late, I was livid. I was pissed.
Oh,
I was like, how dare you be late for me? And I left. I literally left. I didn't
wow.
I paid for drinks and I left.
You were like, bye, homie.
Yeah,
Peace
I dipped.
out.
And it was like probably another 10 minutes later. He's like, oh, I'm here. I'm like, well, I'm not there anymore. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's like.
I see a little bit of the hypocrisy now.
Right.
A little bit.
This is what, it doesn't. I don't. There's something's not fully clicking there.
Yeah.
And then I think, honestly, I think after that, I didn't even really want to hang out with the guy again because I was like, you don't even respect my time.
Yeah.
How dare you? Meanwhile, I'm like, well, I'll be there 8:45.
Yeah.
You better still be there and you better be excited that I'm there and you better have my drinks there. I'm like, I don't understand the disconnect. Yeah.
That is so interesting.
I don't know if it's a girl thing. I don't know if it's like a girl math kind of thing.
See, I was going to blame it on traffic at first. Like when you texted me about it, I was like, well, traffic in LA is
which is notable. Valid. That is true.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm late to something, it's because of traffic.
Right. Okay.
But if it's just because you're camping out and you're like, I'm just going to chill for a little bit.
Yeah, girl, I don't know. I'd just be staring at the ceiling and I'd be on my phone, thinking about life, and the world. And that's a lot of
life.
Thoughts.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It takes a long time to go through those thoughts properly. And then all of a sudden you're like, and now I'm going to be like, great, I don't understand it.
See, I have the opposite problem, or the problem that you sometimes have, is I'm always 30 minutes early.
Oh, really?
And
okay, wow.
I can't break that cycle because I'm so terrified of traffic out here.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
I'm scared of it. And I don't know why. It's stupid how I'm like, oh, I always have to leave an hour early, even though it only takes 30 minutes to get there. And then I find a parking spot and then I just camp out in there. And then I'm always the first person there. But it never bothers me. I just stroll in. I like to get lay of the land and look around and be like, hey, you, I don't know you, but you must go here.
Yeah, you go to the school.
And then I just hang out, just vibe. So
I love that. I feel like I need to get a little bit more of that and just being, I think I just don't like being early.
Yeah.
Maybe if I enjoyed being early more, if I found some joy in that, then I think I would have less problems being late. I don't know. There's even I don't know if you ever watched Modern Family, but I remember one episode. Sofia Vergara talks about how her character talks about how she likes to show up after everybody's already gotten there because she likes to stroll in everybody be like, oh, wow, oh my God, you look amazing. Da, da, da. And I think something clicked in me when I saw the episode. And I was like, is that what it is? Is this a vanity thing where if I'm late and everybody's there, then everybody gets a runway, everybody gets to see me walking in and say something? I was like, I feel like it was onto something. I feel like that was a start of processing why I end up being late a lot too. I don't know.
That kind of checks out. Yeah. That makes a little bit of sense.
That can make sense. Yeah.
It does. Yeah. I first moved out here, I was early to everything. I'm like, fuck, everyone's showing late. Everyone that's important as hell are showing up late. I'm like, and here I am. Early as hell.
Early as hell.
So I stopped.
That's great.
I stopped. But if it's a date, I'm going to be there on time.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to be there actually early.
You better be there on time.
Of course. But that's common sense for a date situation. A job interview, always be on time.
For sure.
But for a party?
Oh, parties, I'm never early.
Or just anything that's a social thing was I want to be either late, so I don't have to stay there so damn long. I don't like leaving early, but I like getting there late. And then this is something I want to be here for a long time till closing.
Yeah.
Or not. But if I get there right away, I'm going to get bored and tired. I'm like,
really?
no,
Okay,
I got to wait. And then like you said, walking in, I'm like, oh, who's that guy walking in? I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm walking in.
It's me, bitches.
It's me. Yeah, it's me.
Like, what's up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So party scenario, totally get it. Like I'm never early for parties. I'm usually notoriously late. But when it comes to, like, the other day I was at a rehearsal for a gig that I had booked. And I got there, I want to say like 45 minutes early. And then I got to sit there and like schmooze with the director.
Okay, nice.
So I was like, hey, I didn't really know the lay of the land. That's a lie. I lived 10 minutes away. That was like, I just wanted to make sure I got parking. That's a lie. I literally Ubered. And then I was like, so tell me about the project. Like, what made you want to do this? And like, how did you get here? That's so cool. Like, I literally was there just like,
that.
tell me more about you.
And that's the benefits
Yeah.
of, actually being early and having those conversations. Yeah.
Kiss up to people.
Yeah. I still have those conversations. Because there's always so much downtime on set.
Yeah.
So when you're just like, when they're changing cameras, angles and stuff, I'm like, anyway, so, oh my God, what a great day. Like, I love this. So let's talk. Like, oh, let's get nerdy. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
Like, that's half the fun of being on set, I think, is having those conversations. Because you just get to, like, you're with your peers. So you get to have you have something in common. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I'm curious your thoughts on this. Like, when you throw a party, and you're right, because girls, half the parties you invited me to, I'm like 2 hours late by the time. I'm like, the party is bumping by the time I get there. I'm like, oh, I'm at the right time. This is great. But do you love or hate when, like, if you have a flyer for a party, and I'll put like, oh, the party starts at 7 and it goes till like midnight. If I say it starts at 7, I'm not really expecting you to get there till like 8:30.
Yeah.
And I don't expect to be like popping until like 9-ish, 10-ish, right?
Yeah, totally.
But we all have a few people that like to show up like right at the time it says on the flyer, and I'm like, the food's not ready, I'm not dressed, music's not on, lights not like, I'm like, what am I, this is the illusion is like, I'm like, I don't like it.
They're pulling back the curtain and you're like,
I get mad when somebody shows up.
Really?
I'm like, oh, but it said 7. I'm like, this is LA. No one shows up at 7 o'clock. What are you doing? There's nothing you can do about that. Like, I don't know if that's a common thing, or if that's like, do you actually expect somebody to be right? Like when you have your birthday party or something, like do you actually expect people to show up?
I feel like if you're showing up right at the start of the party, you, in the back of your mind, if that's you as a person, you should expect to get there and like help finish setup.
Yeah.
Is usually what happens.
Okay, fair.
Like Chrissy, when I threw the party, when she was actually like helping me out more, because there was one year she attended, and then the next year she was actually my assistant. Okay. So the first year that she attended, she showed up early to help get things set up, and I was shook because I didn't expect it. Like she was like, "Hey, hi, like." Happy birthday. Let me help you with a bunch of things. Did my hair and makeup, made sure that like she curled my hair a specific way. So that way when I got on the plane the next day to go to Miami Swim Week, looked bombed. Like she hooked me up. But then the next year, because she worked for me, it was a little different. So like I knew she was going to help. But if you are showing up at the top of the party, it's usually because you're like, do you need anything to be hung up? Do you want me to help get music? And like,
I agree.
Yeah.
You better be.
I don't expect people to show up at that start time at all unless they want to help.
Okay, fair. So I think that's a good one. I hate asking for help, so I think I always like if somebody ever shows up, I'm like, do you need anything? Do you want to drink? Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? I could order something like before people get here. Yeah, like I'm like I get almost too anxious. And maybe that also even contributes to why I like being late because I don't expect, like, I don't want somebody to feel that way, right? I don't want you to feel so anxious about me and worried about my feelings, and if I need anything and blah blah blah, like I got me. I'll make sure I'm taken care of, right? Yeah. So there's like, this is a nice little therapy session we're having here.
Yeah, I know, we're getting so like therapy.
So deep into why I'm always late. I just never really thought about it because I've never cared enough to like think too much about it. Yeah. When you like have the conversation with yourself, it's one thing. When you have a conversation with somebody else that knows you, then you can open more doors and like figure more out. Yeah, and you can bounce ideas off each other too when it comes to like talking about bad habits. Like I normally do that with my therapist, where I'll sit down and be like, okay, this week I noticed I have this really bad habit. And usually it goes back to like list making is like my big one I talk with her about. Lately it's been like anger. I've been dealing with a lot of like anger behind the scenes that like people don't see. And I think that stems more from like the industry, because like we're constantly seeing like
other people like really advance and like really get a lot of things handed to them, especially with like Nepo babies and nepotism. So I find myself being like, God, I work so hard and like no one ever opened a door for me. You know, like I've been out like pounding the pavement, like going to auditions, doing all this work, posting content. And then I hear that like one person makes a single piece of content and gets signed by a record label, you know? And I had to talk to my therapist a lot about that because that's technically jealousy, that I'm sitting here being like, my grass isn't as green as hers.
Right.
And
I think that's a bad thing though. That doesn't.
It's bad in the sense of like, we should be celebrating each other, especially like women supporting women. And
okay, but we're human. I mean,
you're right. Look at you being like, girl,
you can have those
it.
feelings. Come on, it's the truth. Like you don't want to feel, but the jealousy doesn't have to mean anything bad about you or anything bad about that person or yada yada.
Yeah,
but maybe that could be something more of a drive. You know, more of like, oh, okay, she got this awesome. But I'm assuming I don't know. But
that's usually how I am. Is it becomes the flame? You know what I mean? It becomes like I'm going to do this, like empowerment, as opposed to like, oh, I'm mad that she got something I didn't. But it's definitely like we all have things that make us a little less than, you know, the ideal image of us, like because we only put out the best on social media. So it's kind of
absolutely. People don't know
cool to have these conversations.
Yeah, when you're home, like. I'll listen to sad music in the car just to cry, like just get out of my system. You're
a car crier too.
I love crying in the car. Ever since I got tinted windows, though, girl. Before I got tinted windows.
No,
no, you hold that and you not cry in the car because I'm convinced every car next to me is staring me down if I'm crying in the car. So I'm like, everything's fine. I'm not even listening to music. I'm a robot. Like I'm an AI. I'm just going.
Oh my God. Like, I'm an AI.
Yeah.
I am AI.
I know,
girl.
I can start the AI conversation, but now my windows are tinted. So I listen to Adele or something sad. And like, you got to get it out of your system. You know, it's part of like being a human being, just going through all the craziness that we have to go through. Yeah.
And I feel like, especially because like we are so online a lot, that like we get some stones thrown our way.
Yeah, well, that's just going to happen. And whatever. What are you going to do? I mean, I don't care. The things people say online, I honestly don't really care about. I don't feed into it because that's their fuel. They're like energy vampires. You know, they drain energy from you because that's what like gets them excited. Yeah. So I just never respond. I just block people and just keep it pushing. But as maybe you would view that person that got signed right away, imagine other people are viewing you and being like, oh my God, Dare's doing so great. And she got verified and she's got 1 million followers and she has a house and she's doing this and she's traveling and she has a podcast. Oh my gosh, she's like so successful now. How can I be like this? There's so many more people that will see you and think those things that you might see somebody else that might quote unquote be doing better than you. Right. So there's that should also give you more drive because you're like, damn, I want to be that person that somebody can look up to and like motivate them too. So hopefully that can be, and I'm sure there's going to be jealousy and that's fine too, but let that jealousy fuel you into being as successful as you possibly can be. Absolutely.
Can I say, therapy looks so good on you?
Oh my God,
like,
right.
Get it. I'm so proud of you.
Girl, in a year, it's like night and day. I've been like a whole new person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 1,000,000,000% agree. Like, obviously we've been friends for a long time and like, we hang out and we like make content together and stuff, but like I am so impressed with the growth you've shown.
Yeah, Dara's known me a long time. Like many phases of Phoenix she's seen. Yes. Yeah.
So I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's changed my life. But like, and as you're saying with therapy, it's like there's a level of honesty you have to be, and she like will not let me get away with anything. Like, but that's accountability.
That's
I need that. I need somebody that's like kind to me but hard on me, so I can be that way to myself too.
Right.
And once you start seeing results, you're like, oh my God, like this works. Who knew? What? Oh, and you just keep going, and like now the possibilities are endless. That's what's so exciting. I mean, girl, you got the podcast now. Like that's
I know, right?
Huge. Like that's a big thing, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I didn't know you were. Yeah, like I didn't know I was gonna be complimented so much today too. Like, dang.
But you know what? Can I just say something about that other person that got, you know, that one person, that lucky person? Those people usually crash and burn real quick.
Okay.
They crash and burn real quick. They probably have
I thought I was getting a little savage over here. I was like, anyway.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I've seen that happen too. I'm like, damn, how did this person get it, not me? And like, I worked my ass off for a lot of things, but I'm like, I look at them like, I'm not ready for it yet. Mm-hmm. Like when we talk about the podcast, you weren't ready at the time, but now you are, and boom, now you got a podcast. So your time will come, but you get like, you're going to cherish it more because you worked your ass off to it. So you've done the logistics, you've done the business, you've done the hard work, you've done the grind.
Yeah.
Where people are just like, I just hit the lottery. I'm like, yeah, but how many times did you buy a scratcher? You bought a scratcher once and that's it. You're lucky. Right. You're going to go through that so
Those
quick.
Those people that hit that lottery, they blow through that money really fast, actually.
Yeah.
And they're going to crash and burn so quick. So whoever got whatever movie or whatever like album of the year, blah, 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 it's like, no one will remember them. When TikTok's gone, they're gone. But you're here. You're here permanently. So I have 100% faith in you.
For better or for worse, here forever, baby.
You ain't never getting rid of us.
I know that was like the scariest part for me personally about starting a podcast because like people get canceled for things they say all the time. So I was like, I don't want to be one of those people. But now cancel culture is like not even a real thing anymore.
Not really, no. I don't think.
Like,
I'm so over canceling people. I mean, you can cancel Diddy. He can go away forever. But
bye.
Like, on the aggressive level, cancel. But like people are people. Like damn, it's like I don't feel so. Even on my podcast, I feel like it's all nerdy stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's not really anything that like ends up being too controversial, just because it's all things that are already out there that people know. But I don't know. I just don't really worry about what I say when it comes from a place of love and fun and honesty. I don't think it'll ever really be anything cancelable. For sure. I hope not. You're always going to find the little trolls that will just love to be under the bridge, just doing crazy, mean, evil things to you. But what are you going to do? Yeah.
I feel like that was also another like growth thing I learned through my therapist is that like I used to be so scared to share my singing or acting because I knew people were going to say like it was either bad or I was cringy. And I was so sensitive about those two things because I really cared about them. So I didn't post any of my acting or singing for a long time. Oh, wow. But I didn't care if anybody called me ugly or fat. Like I get comments all the time where like, oh, look at Miss Piggy or like, look at that girl with the pig nose. And I legit like don't care about that stuff because that's like vanity. Right. And at some point we're going to become old ladies.
Like, I hate to break it to you.
We're still going to be hot.
You're going to be old and ugly one day too.
But like, to me, it's like the acting and the singing or like podcasting, that kind of stuff. I was always so scared to share because like I knew I was fragile about those things. And now that I've been in therapy for so long, I'm like, I don't care. Like even if you think I suck, who cares? Like it's so much growth and
that energy, putting that energy out there, that's contagious. Like just even having that out there, people are like, oh, Dare doesn't care. She's going to say what she wants. She's going to do what she wants as it should be. And I hope more people can be that way from love, right?
Yeah, like, of course.
In a respectfully loving way. Live your life. Say what you want to say. Do what you want to do.
Yeah. Like, who cares?
Who cares?
We're all going to.
Who cares? It's okay. We're all Delulu. We're all a little Delulu. It's okay.
In the best way, though. I think it's okay to be like a little Delulu, but like once you get to delusional, once you get the whole world.
Yeah, once like, you go from canoe to like the ship, I think. You probably take that a little too far.
Ship.
You're on the delusional ship now. I think.
On the canoe, you're on your way to the ship.
Yeah.
You can always turn back.
You can always just coast. Yeah.
Coast in the river. Yeah. So what do you have coming up next for you? Do you have like another convention you're going to? Filming more podcast episodes? Like what's on the horizon?
I feel like it's similar how you just have like so many things going on all the time. You almost don't even realize it until you are writing them down or talking to people about it. But I'm like, cool. So I'm filming more podcast episodes next week. And now my therapist has helped me with this a lot because I get really anxious when I go out. So I don't really like talking. You would know it, but I don't really like talking to people. And I really don't. I like being home. I like talking to myself all the time. I love talking to me. I'm a great conversationalist. I always get along with myself. It's great. I win every argument. It's awesome. But the second I go outside, I get really anxious. And she's just helped me really work on that and be like, get out of my head. I feel like, oh, people are going to think I'm a nerd. People are going to think this. Like, who's going to talk to me? Like, nobody ever comes up to me. So I would live in that negative space for so long. And also, that's why I kind of stopped modeling as much because I was like letting that rule me. And now I've like overcorrecting a little bit, but that's a good thing because I'm forcing myself out of that bubble and that comfort zone. So I had dinner last night with people I didn't even know. And I'm like pep talking myself in the Uber on the way there. I'm like, you're going to talk about nerdy things. This is going to be fun. You're going to be engaging. And I was like, it was amazing. So then I'm like, as I'm making friends and we start talking about the podcast, I'm like, oh, I'd love for you to come on and let's have these conversations. So just doing that alone is helping me create more of the business of the thing of what I enjoy doing and what I like doing as well. So people I met yesterday are going to the podcast next week. And I'm like, oh, like, see, you just kind of like get out of your own head a little bit. And like, I don't want to say like believe in myself more, but almost like not being like my own enemy.
Your own saboteur. Like sabotaging yourself. Yeah.
So I've and it's a constant thing. I have to work on that forever because I've been that way my whole life. It's only this last year that I've seen such a big difference. So yes, podcast next week, very exciting. Comic-Con, we talked about Comic-Con. We're going to San Diego. I literally today had my session with my therapist, and I was so overwhelmed picking out cosplays, and I have to plan it now. I have to figure out, do I want to get body painted, yada yada yada, hotels, blah blah blah. So we decided on Storm, and we're gonna do both versions of Storm. So Friday and Saturday we'll do one white version, and Saturday we'll do the black version.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's like. And that's like, okay, Deadpool's coming out. I feel like X-Men, like the new 92 show is out.
97.
At 97.
I was going to say, right, is that the right number?
90 something. It's in the 90s.
It started in 92.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, thanks. See, I knew that. I was just testing it. I was just saying okay. So I'm excited for that. And I definitely want to see you there so we can get some content together and hang out. And then
I want to get some content with you guys.
Yeah, of course. Do you dress up though?
Yeah, I'm a cosplayer.
He does Gambit.
I do Gambit. I do Red Hood.
I was like, if I know.
His Gambit's really good.
Yeah, no, I remember that actually. I think I remember seeing the Gambit. That one's really good.
I call it Gambay.
Gambay.
Why?
Like Gambay, like Bay, like
Gambay.
Oh, Bay, like BAE.
Yeah, like
Gambay.
Baby.
Gambay.
You know.
I was at the WeHo Pride Parade, and I just let my flag fly. It was awesome. It was so
hell
awesome.
Yeah. They're fun, yo. It's a blast over there. Yeah, people are sleeping on these pride parades. It is so much fun.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one.
Really?
I'm one of the sleepers. Yeah.
It's a blast. Everyone's so sweet. Because it's all about love and acceptance. So it doesn't matter what you look like, what you wear, anything. Everyone's accepted. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's bumping. And it's like, oh my God. Like, can this be life every day? Like, it's so fun. Yeah.
The next year, if everything goes good with the second season of X-Men 97, then they're gonna have the voice actors again doing the floats and they want cosplayers. So
no way!
Yeah,
so
exciting. Like if you guys next year you down, bada bing. We had.
Okay, I'll be Storm. You can be Jean Grey.
Sure, I'll be whoever.
We didn't have a Storm. We had a Bishop. That was awesome. And we had a Nightcrawler, a Psylocke.
Nightcrawler! Wow, you rarely see that one. Actually, yeah.
I'll show you the video afterwards.
Oh, how cool!
It was just so dope, so dope. Yeah. I'll let you guys know.
I need to get in on my X-Men stuff because like a lot of my cosplay friends did a huge group and it was like all these iconic cosplayers that like I know but have probably only been in the same room together like once or twice. And I like threw a little mental fit. I was like, why wasn't I invited to this group shoot? What the hell? And then I had to be like, Dare, you can't even name 5 X-Men characters. Calm down. So I need to like get in on it. No, don't make me do it. It's embarrassing.
You know what? I tell people because I used to work the door at Skill and Villainy. There you go. That's one.
Yeah,
Misty, kind of.
That's 2. You got it. I know you can do 5.
Gambay.
I'll give you that one.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I don't think I have 2 more.
I just gave you. I just said one a second ago.
I know, but I don't remember the name.
Jean Grey.
Sure, Jean Grey.
Phoenix. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't.
He said Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Nightcrawler. There you go. See,
Professor
5.
X. Like, come on.
Magneto.
Magneto.
Sabretooth. Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Psylocke. Jubilee.
Oh,
I could
Jubilee.
see you doing Jubilee.
Ooh, that'd be a good one for you.
I could see you do Jubilee.
Okay. Wait, I love this.
Okay.
Yes.
I need to watch the show.
Put that in your
get
back
into
burner.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind.
Yeah, girl, I technically haven't actually watched the new show. I've just been hearing it's amazing. And Drew's like, every day, he's like, did you watch it? Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, listen, I will watch it before Comic-Con to make sure I have all the conversations. We're watching the new Deadpool like that weekend before we go.
You getting the popcorn
talk about
bucket?
It. I want to. I'm not kidding. I really do want it. Yeah. Like I've cosplayed as Domino before. That was my first cosplay I think I ever did. And that was huge. That was such a success. Like that was like it was like my little, like dabbing my foot in the cosplay waters, and then I just dove right in after that because it was so much fun.
I remember that because a photographer that we both know mentioned that to me when I first moved here.
Oh,
And
really?
he was like, oh yeah, Phoenix is a huge hit at these cons and like people swarm her. And I was like, oh, what'd she wear? And he said Domino. And I was like the dog from Dalmatians? And he was like,
no, you didn't like the dog. Oh my God, it's happening.
Big fan.
Delulu. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna let that slide. You've come a long way since then.
I've been watching a little bit more TV. I'm getting there. I'm getting there a little bit, but it's hard to cover all the fandoms because there's just so many that it's like there's the MC universe, there's the DC, then there's like anime, then it's just there's so many to dabble in. Don't even get me started on Star Wars. Everybody always asks me about how I feel about the new Star Wars stuff coming out, and I'm like, stop. Like, I have a lot of studying.
It's a lot. I don't listen. Anime universe, I guess if you could call it.
God.
I can't. I know what I like. That's all I know.
See, that's where I live.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
See, anime is pick. I'm truly choosy. It has to be like, can't be too cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have like changing the face and doing this weird thing and have the asterisk on the side of the forehead and the eyes get all big and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I don't like those kinds of anime.
Yeah, I gotta watch like something with like more serious, like Psychopaths,
Okay.
or like like the old school one, Akira and stuff like that.
Akira's great.
I try to watch One Piece.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like I couldn't get into One Piece. I don't know why
One
I say in my
Piece
life.
is
I don't know. Maybe I'm older. I'm just like it's not my vibe.
I
Yeah.
was having Dragon Ball triggers. Because I used to watch Dragon Ball as a kid, and just like every freaking episode.
You said trigger warning.
Triggers, man.
Dragon Ball Z.
Triggers. 'Cause it was just like it took forever for a story to get done. And then when like you're waiting for Goku to show up, and when he gets there, the fight takes 8 to 9 episodes.
Yep.
Wow.
For this long ass fucking fight, and then like that's
Wow.
how One Piece was feeling. I'm like,
I can't get down
do
with that.
it.
It's like a soap opera.
It
My
is.
God. Like
But
y'all
the live-
still here?
The live action is great. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I watched the live action One Piece. Loved it.
Oh really? Okay. I haven't
Loved the
watched it. Okay, I need
casting.
to watch that. Okay.
It's so good.
Okay, I'm glad
Yeah.
you said that. I was curious about
But
that.
like, I've watched the anime. So I watched it with somebody who has seen like all of the anime, and they showed like, first you need to watch this episode, and then you can jump to season 2, and then you can jump to here. So it's like I got kind of like an abridged version,
Oh,
but I did
gotcha.
see some of the in-between episodes, and I get why people don't start One Piece because it's so massive.
Yeah.
Like they're not even finished.
It's like Doctor
Really?
Who.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't really.
How is that possible? I mean, God love them. Like, at least they're working, whatever, sure.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
come on, finish the story. Like, move on.
It's a whole thing. But like One Piece, I get why people aren't into because it is a lot.
Okay.
I grew up watching Pokemon, so that was like an easy. Like as an adult now, I'm like, I want to buy all the cards and all the things because I
Yeah.
like loved it so much as
Yeah.
a kid. But yeah, that's like the fandom I kind of like live in is like the anime fandom.
Interesting.
but,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the only one I'm not really. Like, I know a lot about the things I like, and
Yeah.
I love like vampires. So anything about vampires I like watching.
Mhm.
There's some like good like classic ones that are really good, but I don't really any of the new stuff. I haven't really like
Yeah.
given a chance to.
Did you
Okay.
watch originals? The original?
Is I've watched a TV show.
Yeah. Did
Not
you
the
watch-
that's not an anime.
No.
Yeah.
I thought you meant anything vampire.
Yes,
at all.
anything
Okay,
vampires. I'm
okay,
obsessed
yeah.
with vampires. Yes.
Yeah, I loved originals.
That's
Okay.
a really good show. It's
Vampire
based in New
Diaries is
Orleans, and it's
okay.
really good. Yeah.
I watched Vampire Diaries with my partner, and yeah, it took a while. But when I saw those like other people from New Orleans, which is where my mom's from, so I'm like,
Hmm.
hey,
Oh,
let
I
me
see.
watch this.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
this, and it was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Vampire Diaries, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it was a little too. It was like too corny for me. But
Damon was hot though. Damon's the other brother. Fucking hot, gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
Stefan looks just like, I'm like, come on, you're a simp, dude. Like, come on, you could push him over. But Damon was like the bad boy, and I was like, damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Daniel. Yeah. Damon. Thank you for the giggle. I was like, does anybody get that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah. I think it'd be a lot of fun if we did something like X-Men-y. Maybe we can figure something out there. After Comic-Con, I don't really know. I think I've got like some travel stuff coming up.
You doing Dragon Con?
I still don't know. I think
okay.
D23 is here this year, so
It
I kind of want to
is.
do that.
Tickets are already sold though. They're already done selling them.
How?
I literally missed it the day of. Like I was talking to somebody and I was like, I want to do D23 because I have the Jasmine cosplay that it's her in like the purple outfit.
I love that cosplay. That's a great one.
Yeah, so I wanted to wear that one. And like literally the day that I mentioned it to somebody, they were like, they just finished selling the tickets, right? Like it's already sold out. And I was like, no.
The people that buy these,
So
do they
mad.
actually go? I know I really felt that. Yeah, you really.
So mad. I told you,
Felt that over
anger.
here.
D23, send her down some passes, okay?
Listen to your
She's not happy about this.
You know what's good about D23? It's the best time to go to Disneyland because everyone's at D23 at the convention. So
Oh.
it's the best time. Everyone's at the convention looking for the new
Math.
stuff,
I
waiting
like
in the
that.
long line. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what
I mean,
wanna do.
is it 3 days? Is it 3 days?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm
it's
not
usually Friday,
aware.
Saturday, Sunday. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What did the people go? Like the people that buy these passes, did they just resell them, or do they actually go to the conventions?
I have
Like-
a lot of friends that go, and
I don't
it's just
know.
like it's huge, it's massive.
Hmm.
It's like their Coachella.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, and then there's like a huge pin collect. It's like
sorry. Okay. no.
Why did we all cringe at Coachella? That's how I know we're all like,
trust me, I'm not a big
Stop.
fan.
Like,
I went to
okay.
Coachella once. I'm like, no, never again. But
Yeah, that's not really my vibe, but yeah.
um,
Because there's performances.
there's
The costumes are
performances.
amazing. The booths aren't even booths. They're like, I don't know, like
Experiences,
halls,
right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really, 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 really cool.
it's like saying it's like Star Wars Celebration, but it's just all Disney.
mm-hmm.
So like the thing with most conventions, it's multimedia stuff. It's everything.
yeah.
But with like a specific con just for one IP, it's fucking awesome.
And Disney's like Marvel now too, right?
Yeah.
So it's got
Right,
a couple things
And
that
Doctor
people,
Who,
and Doctor Who.
anything that they bought over with Fox, it's theirs now. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
right.
that's all incorporated in there, which is really, really cool. I think it's also like the merch. Like people go crazy for the merch at these conventions. Like the Disney one is apparently like insane. The line for those merch
Really?
lines are like wild. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is insane to me. I'm like, don't they just buy them online? Like you can just make it.
But
Like,
I got
yeah.
it there, okay?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
there.
That's like,
I'm like, they bought this wholesale. Like, there's I could give you the websites where you can go make it yourself. Like, it's not. But that's the thing. But I didn't buy it there.
you
for
buy it at the event.
200% more than it actually is
Meh.
worth. Like, yeah, like I'll never understand that. But I loved it. D23 is fun. You'd actually like it.
Have
a lot.
you
It's a
done
lot of fun.
D23?
I did it once. Like right before COVID, I was Moana, and when the kids, the
Precious.
best part is like the kids.
yeah,
Like, because you were at Disney for a while. So
Yeah.
that's like, you half the reason you even do certain things is like you want the kids to have more of an experience.
yeah.
So when they see you, and I'll just be like standing, I had like my oar and I had like my outfit, and I'm just like looking around at like the parade and stuff. And this little girl's like, Moana. I'm like, she's like, I'm like, oh God.
oh,
Like just break the little heart. It's the cutest thing. She's like, Mom, say bye to Moana. And Mom's like, bye, Moana. Like, I know that this is Moana, but hi and bye. But that is like half of the fun of the experience.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd actually really enjoy it.
definitely. That's why I wanted to go so
Yeah.
bad, but they are sold out apparently. But we'll have to look though. I'm sure maybe we could try to ask around.
Yeah,
and
I
see,
feel like if we, with our forces combined, I think we can
Yeah.
figure something out here.
and our social media. I mean, I'm sure Disney doesn't care about our social media presence, but like, I'm sure there's got to be somebody that maybe does like content creation for it, because
Yeah.
that's how a lot of times, I'm not saying at every con, but there's sometimes where I'll send them my Instagram or my information and be like, hey, I'm a content creator. Can I make content about your con
Right,
in
right.
trade
Love
for a
that.
badge?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, there's been a couple that will be like, yeah, sure, here you go. We don't care. And they don't really look too far into it. But there's been a few that they're like, we already have like a lot of content creators. Try next year. So
Okay.
I'd be curious to see if Disney or D23 would do that.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like it's so big. I want to say yes because I want to be optimistic about it.
Sure. Yeah.
And listen, closed mouth don't get fed. So you always know if you don't.
You never
ask.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ask. Yeah. And be squeaky and loud about asking. Like I have no problem doing that. And like force myself to be like, and this, and you need this, and you have the.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of hurt to ask. Right.
We'll try, you know.
Yeah.
You can never, like you said.
That would just show up. Like
Never hurt,
they'll probably just let us in. So, like I've done that before.
Really?
You'd be
You just
surprised.
showed up?
You just walk in like you own the place. Like it's
And no one
basically
questions
volunteers that are working at the door. They're not. They're like little
Yeah.
22-year-old kids. Like they're just there to be there. Like they don't really care.
I feel like that's changed though. At least the last few cons I've gone to, they've been security's been tight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like, I mean, there was one security person that didn't, because I was skating as Shadow at WonderCon.
Okay.
And technically, I don't think you're allowed to be skating in that front pavilion because they don't want anyone to get hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was raining and like there wasn't a lot of people there. So he legit was just like, I don't care. I'm just watching because it looks cool. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like
you know.
that's usually the ones like every now and then you get like the Karen-y kind of ones that are like really strict about their job and like I don't know. There's no promotion. Like who cares? I could never work at those places. I'd be like, nah, come on. Like,
I don't
come
care.
on
Just
in.
whatever
You
you
look
want.
great. Get in there. Have a good time.
Could you imagine like we cosplay as like
That
con
would seem
workers
so
and then
funny.
we're just like ruining everything?
I love this plan. One day, instead of like package prankers, we should do working at conventions.
I like that.
Just us and like the outfits of the badge. We're like, yeah, come on inside.
It's got to be easy. If you actually just go the first day, you know exactly what they're wearing, you know exactly what the badge looks like. You can print it yourself, laminate it yourself, and just walk around like hair back, put on a little hat, like little mustache. I don't know, like
a little mustache.
I can wear a mask, like a little COVID mask.
Yeah.
Like, we just come on inside. Yeah.
I don't think the only thing I could see it backfiring is like we could get banned permanently per se for impersonating security, but like I think if it's
you
all
don't have your
fun,
ID on you, like how are they going to know it's you? How are they going to know? They're not. Gonna know.
Phoenix is like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
Listen,
two cosplayers get arrested for
I mean,
for
I've heard,
impersonating for cosplay? Like
for cosplay?
this is discrimination. I identify as a worker as this convention right now. I'm not okay with
identify
this.
as security.
Yes.
Oh,
why not?
I think we're onto something. Just saying.
I mean,
Just gonna put that out there.
I didn't say no, so I might be down.
The best ones to emulate are the I can't believe I'm giving this away, but certain cons will have the polo t-shirts, which is embroidered. But the ones at WonderCon, they have like it's like a certain material. It's kind of like a bowler shirt, polo button up, but it's like two different color tones and whatnot. So it's like, you really got to get your hands on one.
Is it the same shirt every year?
Practically, yeah. They have that one security team. Yeah.
Like, I know the whole companies. You can just,
There you
they'll
go.
make it for you.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, Phoenix has got a plan. She's like, bro, don't
If
test
it's the same
me.
shirt every year, we got this. Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody would question you guys. If I went in there, they would question me like,
If you're dressed as Gambit, maybe.
Gambit?
It was Gambit. So I'm sorry, making him uncomfortable. It's a joke. It's a joke. He lets some people call him Step Bro for crying out loud.
This is very true.
Okay, I'll say Gambit.
We'll say
No, it's
Gambit.
okay.
We'll be
Yeah.
respectful.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But that's like a perfect Dragon Con cosplay is if we went as security.
I kind of
like
love that. Just
all
to see
Dragon
who would
Con
believe
is
us.
memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I feel like people would really believe us. And I'm down to take it all the way to the ship in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Full delusional ship.
Oh,
Let's go. If you're down, I'm down. A couple of glasses of wine, girl. Let's go.
I mean, I think it could be really great for Dragon Con.
And like, excuse me, you can't go back there. It's $20 just in case for a cover charge.
It's $20.
Oh, yeah,
we
throw it all
just
out
make
there.
money.
Yeah.
It's just scamming people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Hey kid, do you want to meet such and such? I can tell
No,
you
not the kids.
No, well, you know, like a teenager.
The adults. Yeah.
Say, hey, do you want to meet Charlize Theron? She's like, I know where she's gonna be right now. You wait at this door. It's gonna cost you $20. I'm pretty sure nobody will mess with you.
It's gonna cost you.
I'm pretty sure no one will mess with you. Keyword pretty sure.
I'd be more like, it's gonna cost you a White Claw every time you come by.
Phoenix doesn't work for tips. She works for alcohol.
And it's gonna cost you a bottle of Casamigos if you're gonna come back to my door. Okay.
The kid's gonna get it for a 16-year-old. Yeah, right. It's gonna be half drunk by the time they get
I'd be
to
running something. Yeah.
You never know.
Oh no.
Oh, this is one of the best ideas I think we've had in a long time.
Honestly, now I'm gonna start Googling security
Like, it is a
outfits.
cosplay convention. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, how
just
do you
in
think?
character? I don't. Like,
Yeah.
geez.
I mean, how do you think I got the DHL t-shirts? Like, I own them. Like, I could literally pose as DHL. I bought them off eBay. Like, they're probably somebody's old work uniform.
No, seriously.
But we never had anybody be DHL, so
Oh, that's right.
I
Oh, because it's the
know.
international one, right? Yeah.
yeah. Like, I have a plan because I talked to somebody earlier today and was like, I don't know, I had this really great skit series. It was doing so well, and like one of the people backed out. I don't know what to do, and they were like, just recast them and move on. And I was like, what?
Oh.
And they were like, just recast.
Yep.
If it worked for you, do it. So I was like, oh,
Duh.
it's that easy.
Yeah. Eureka.
If you need like a male guy, you know, from like another country with DHL, or you know, I'll audition for the role.
Oh my god, there's an
DHL.
Australian guy here? What?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Replacing Cosmo?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, you sound
Where in
like...
Australia is that though?
Yeah.
I like the proper accents. Like if I do like
English?
Like, yeah.
The proper ones.
English.
The ones, you know, it's a little bit more.
Like the very poshy kind of sound.
different like syllables and synonyms when you're talking. It goes high and then it goes really low.
Very sing-songy.
Very songy, you know. Yes.
Jane Porter
Very
from Tarzan.
Yeah.
Very pretentious.
Yes. I auditioned for her a couple of times, but I'm too
really?
short. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay.
They have like very specific height ranges for
Oh.
things, but I'm probably going to do it at a con because I'm like, why not?
I'll still do it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just like living out my fantasy from like leaving the park and not getting to be certain characters. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be all of them that I
Now you
didn't
can
get
be
to
any
be.
character you want to be. On
Yeah.
the first day, I think we should be security.
Mhm.
And then the second day, we'll actually be in our full, like, proper cosplays.
Okay, yeah.
And then nobody.
But what con is this? Just in
I don't
general,
know.
we'll
What's
pick
like
one?
an easy? I feel like. Look, I know we went on a whole tangent. You're talking about Dragon Con and we started going somewhere else. Because I've never been to Dragon Con. I really wanted to go, but
Mhm.
I was like, does it make sense to go to Dragon Con or D23?
Mm.
Like, I didn't know what would make more sense. It's because I don't know if it's around the same time though. I thought, aren't they both August?
I think so. I know Dragon Con is like the end of August.
Yeah.
But I did Dragon Con last year, and the only reason it wasn't fireworks, amazing rainbows is because it is like a hookup con. In my opinion, Chrissy will always
Wait,
disagree with
like-
me.
She'll always defend it.
what?
She will always defend Dragon Con. It's her favorite. So
Wait, what's
I
hookup?
totally get it. Like everyone goes there to frickle frack. To
like Bumble kind of level of
it's
or-
like worse. Like because
Like,
they all have
worse
hotel
hotels than
rooms
Bumble.
and it's
Like a
made by
Hinge kind of
nerds
thing?
for nerds.
dude, no,
Yeah.
way. They're having like
But like
party.
girl, but like you can always say no and it
What
never
must
turns
that
out
look like?
weird.
I'm just curious.
The
Can,
Jar Jar
I, can, I,
Binks.
can I just watch or like can I just be in the room for a second? Like, are they in cosplay when this is happening?
I mean, yeah. Like
kinda
they
exciting.
all because it's in between 4 hotels. So and it's literally made by people that go to conventions. That's what this con is made by and for.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a networking con by any means, but it's really fun if you go in a group. So I keep trying to tell all my friends for this year to go because that's what'll make it fun.
Okay.
Because you know one girl in the party is going to go hook up with Jack Sparrow. You know what I mean? Then she's going to tell us about it.
Captain Jack
You know what I mean?
Sparrow.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
God.
Or like Red Ranger. Someone's going to go hook up with Red Ranger.
I know. I don't know who I'd be
But-
excited about.
But
Oh, gosh.
also there's actors there too that's partying with everybody. So there's like they're not hidden behind like security. They're
Mhm.
there at the
Oh,
hotel
right.
party. So you'll see such and such from the Arrow or such and such from that show or that movie or an actual Power Ranger from one of the damn shows hanging out there partying. So it's one of those laid back anything can happen con. It's like a Vegas con. Like, oh my God, if it was in Vegas, it'd be crazy. But yeah,
Because it's in, where is it again?
Atlanta.
Okay, yeah.
Atlanta. Yeah. So it's wild.
It's fun.
Wait, I didn't know this.
It's super fun if you go with a group.
Okay.
But like the biggest thing, like I don't know if you can see over there, I've got my like ribbon
Mhm.
thing there. The funnest thing there is that on your tag, you can go around collecting these little ribbons from other people, and there's a contest to see who gets the most.
Yeah.
And it became the funnest part of the con because you would run around chasing these ribbons. Because like
there's some good ones on there.
yeah, there's like Kirby ones. There's like a Falcon
I saw, like,
Punch one.
Questmaster. Okay.
Let me grab it for the camera.
Yeah, I got a couple Pikmin ones because obviously I really like Pikmin.
Oh, I love that you put all that together. That's so cool. I've always wanted to do
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, and my goal for this year is we're gonna make our own ribbons so that way like we give them out to people
Yeah,
too.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
So yeah,
There's
like
some people that just have it falling from like levels in the hotel. So you just see them like they're on the 5th floor and just rolling all the way down.
Really?
Oh yeah.
because there's a contest for whoever has the most, and there are people that go nuts for that contest.
Oh, yeah.
Those are weirdos, man.
Are they weirdos?
A smidge far. A little too far.
I mean,
Like,
I'm planning to
level
win this next year, so
Yeah, well, yours isn't down the escalator. Like, not yet.
Oh, it
anyway.
will be.
I'm definitely gonna have some Cosmo Show ones with Love Piece chicken grease on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I highly recommend going.
But isn't that, you were talking about the hotel thing was like isn't that a similar thing with like the lottery, or is that just for Comic-Con?
I don't think Dragon Con is.
No.
I think it's just the Comic-Cons where they do the lotteries,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah,
So you just
Comic-Con,
get a
yeah.
hotel.
We gotta get Chrissy on your show because she's been in the industry like for what?
For
10 plus years?
2000.
10 minimum?
3, maybe more. She's been going to con since
wow.
she's been
Oh
going
my
to con since
God.
90 something. So
Yeah, you gotta get her on your show.
since X-Men.
Oh no.
No,
Not 92, 97.
97?
Yeah.
No, but she's been going for a very long time.
Because she could do a whole episode with you where she like breaks down her favorite cons
Oh,
and
I'd
talks about
love
like
that.
which ones are
Yeah.
that she
yeah.
recommends.
Okay.
Like that's the like half the reason I hired her is because she knows like
Right,
how to
I
get
can
hotel
understand that,
rooms, what ones are worth going to.
Okay.
So yeah, we got to get her.
Oh
on
yeah,
your
that'd
show.
be really helpful actually, because I've been doing my own research and it's been great. But you know, I feel
Also,
like
she
I'm
does
missing something.
the costume contest.
She does.
Yeah, she goes from Orlando.
Did you say the Cosby contest?
No, the cosplay.
Oh,
costume
okay.
costume contest.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Because
They
it's
give
the
out
rose. I was
awards.
like,
No.
that can't be accurate, right?
Who has the best
That's not
sweater?
a contest, right?
Yeah.
Eek. It's just, I'm totally
Finishes my
sober, it's
wine.
fine.
Maybe it might be our sign to take this over to Patreon.
Let's take this over to Patreon.
Join us on Patreon where we quiz Phoenix with more questions.
Oh my goodness, no.
Honestly,
I
they're
guess.
super great. I always get concerned when I open it up to paying patrons because you never know what they're going to ask. And if they're paying, I like to make sure the questions are on there. And like, obviously the guests can say yes or no
Right,
if they're
yeah,
not comfortable with it. But they're really great questions. You'll have a good time. They're super easy.
Oh
So-
yeah, you can ask me anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easygoing with
So come join us on
Q&A stuff.
Patreon. But before we switch on over to there, we just want to thank our sponsor, Loyal Fans. Thank you so much for treating me with kindness. And if you are somebody who's looking for content online and you're sick of only flapjacks because it's the same boring stuff over and over again, consider joining Loyal Fans because they have a Discover feature where content creators can post either audio files or video files on a storefront and you can discover new creators easier than ever before. So thank you so much, Loyal. We appreciate you so much. Look up the hashtag DareTaylor and hopefully we can coax Phoenix into getting on
I know,
there.
we're about to have a whole conversation about this.
We'll talk about
something
it.
new, exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So be sure to check me out there. And also, Phoenix, where can our audience find you?
Yeah, I am on Instagram. It's I'm Dark Phoenix, the letter I, the letter M _ I'm Dark Phoenix. It's everywhere. So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
You got your name everywhere?
I'm Dark Phoenix though.
That's really cool,
yeah,
though.
So
Still.
I put that on all my, and then I have like my little logo, and that's kind of where I put everything. Yeah, so I'm Dark Phoenix. There you go. Check it out. Yeah, Dare's been on my podcast before, and that was a lot of fun. I loved your outfit when you were on mine. It was like super cute. She was like super like kawaii anime looking kind of girl. It was such a vibe, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun talking. Yeah, so I feel like more podcast stuff, more cosplay stuff, more. I mean, the modeling stuff is like modeling. I don't know if I would call that as exciting because it's like more of like my job, so I don't really necessarily talk about it that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you see me at Hustler,
That
your
you
partner gets your little box and I'm on it. You saw her here too. Hi.
Tag her.
Have fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun. I love that. And be sure to check out Cosmo from The Cosmo Show on his YouTube channel. Be sure to tell him over there what your favorite color is and that you found him on from Delulu Canoe. I don't know. Tell us something random so we know that you came from here. Like, tell us your favorite color and
Call him Gambe.
Yeah. Call him
Just so he
Gambe.
knows from this episode.
I like that. Yes,
Yes.
please do. Please do.
And before we log off, which little critter from our logo do you relate the most to? Got a scaredy cat, little angry dog, or like a confused bear?
Oh my gosh. I kind of feel like I'm the first one.
You're the little bear?
Yeah, kind of looking back, like
Oh.
not really focusing on where the canoe's going.
Yeah.
Which is super cute. I like the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the front. I'm in the front of the boat.
I'm the dog today because I want D23 tickets. So I'm like, where's it? And Cosmo, who do you relate to?
The dog.
Is the dog? Again, the dog?
Is he the
Cosmo's
dog
always
all
the
the
dog.
time? Oh.
He always, well, I think there was one time you picked something else.
Yeah, I usually pick like the cat or the bear.
Yeah.
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 But you're the dog today. Why are you the dog?
You know, I
Let's
just
delve into this.
Do you know? I'm in the middle. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to leave us a perfect score on Apple and Spotify because you love us. And yeah, we appreciate you. Stay Delulu so all your dreams come true, Lulu. Woo!